What's going on, guys? I got some good news and some bad news today. The bad news is we're not going to make it to the cottage, so there's going to be no Sea-Doos this year. But that's okay. Leaving the door open for next year. So, what is going on? You guys probably notice this. This is the big cargo box from Can-Am, which is massive. It looked a lot smaller when it was on the shelf. But the reason I got this bad boy is because of what we are actually going to do now. So my backup plan, since I have some time coming up this last weekend of August, I was going to head down the Hatfield-McCoy trails. So I needed a place to put my air compressor and my tire repair kit and anything else I needed. After doing some research and crunching the numbers, however, this was a trip I was going to do with friends, but nobody has the time and some of them can't cross the border, so that's not going to happen. Plus, you don't really want to go and break down in the Hatfield-McCoy trails because you could go missing in the Appalachian Mountains. That's not on my list of to-do, so we're gonna postpone that and go with plan B, which is much safer. I made an Instagram post of deciding whether I would go to Hatfield-McCoy or go to Busco Beach in North Carolina. Shortly after, somebody hit me up on Instagram, Cowboy020300. Tyler messaged me and he showed me some videos of what West Virginia was like and what Busco Beach was like. I have seen what Busco Beach is like in the past from some other YouTubers in the area there, but I've decided that is where I'm gonna go because it's an ATV park. If something happens, I won't be stranded in the mountains. So the plan is now to head down to Busco Beach, which is about a 12-hour drive from where I am here in Ontario, Canada. And we're going to put the Outlander to the test down in the south. We're going to see if we can meet up with Tyler as well, because he has an XMR 850 just like mine, but he's running an Empire dual exhaust and a Dynojet tune, which would be great to see how these two machines compare, being just with an RJWC fuel optimizer and with a legit ECM flash. So we're gonna see what happens. I don't really need the cargo box for this trip, so I'll probably just leave it home, but I'm gonna need that for an event next year. And if I ever decide to do any sort of camping trip. So anyways, that's the exciting news. Hopefully the Duramax is going to get me down there no problems. The other thing was, it was going to cost quite a bit more in expenses to do the Hatfield-McCoy trip than the Busco Beach trip. And even though the Busco Beach trip is a few hundred more kilometers. So we're going to see what happens. And if time permits, we may even go and check out Deep Creek or some other ATV parks in the area. So, we're going on our first American adventure with the Outlander, and hopefully all works out, and I don't get stuck in, hopefully I don't break down and get stuck somewhere in the US, because that's not going to be fun. So, I think I'm going to do one more thing to the Outlander before I head down. I'm going to replace this stock gas cap, just to make sure no water's going to get in. It hasn't let any in yet. Also, I saw a badass 22 850 XMR at Lockhart's Odyssey recently, and it has reinforced my decision. I am definitely adding some more red to my machine. There is one more thing that I should include in this video, and I don't want to because I shouldn't have to be talking about this, but at this point, you'd think it'd be easier to cross the border, right? Well, I've got bad news. If you did get your shots and you use the ridiculous ArriveCan app, which our government has put in place for people entering Canada or returning to Canada, you won't have any issues. Unfortunately, if you, for your own choice, decided not to get the shot, I don't care if you did or you didn't. I'm just saying this is how things go. If you chose not to get it, you're most likely not going to be able to get into Canada. You might get lucky. I know recently there were a few people, they didn't really get asked anything coming back into Canada, and they got extremely lucky. And the reason I say they got lucky is because I know somebody who, for their own choice, they didn't want it. They went to America and came back to Canada. The Canada Border Agency threatened to fine them $6,000 up to $60,000. They ended up getting turned around and going back into the US and took the Johnson & Johnson shot, and then the CBSA let them back into Canada. No issues. So the last thing I want to see is any American try to come to Canada and waste a bunch of money just to be turned around, or be forced to quarantine for 14 days. It's stupid. Honestly, everybody's asking for this to be dropped now, but our Prime Minister is doubling down and basically saying, if you chose not to get the shot for whatever reason, that's your choice, deal with the consequences. I disagree with his messaging. I think it's stupid, and I really don't care. I took the shots because I have several reasons for doing it. So I have no issue traveling. The only reason I am saying this is because I'd hate for anybody to waste their money to get this far and then basically get shit on at the border. So that's just my little public service announcement. Keep on rocking. We'll see you guys in the next one.